Hi, my name is Mark Losey, and I am the BMX mentor for Nike 6.0. I've been with 6.0 for going on 3 years now. The 6.0 BMX team consists of Garrett Reynolds, Dennis Anderson, Nigel Sylvester, and Mike Spinner. As a collective, the 6.0 team really represents a family within BMX. You know, everyone's different, everyone does their own thing, everyone, you know, they hold down their own aspects of the sport, but when they come together, there's that family vibe. You know, they live on other sides of the country, but they're still as good as friends as you can be. It's really like brothers. They get into little petty arguments like brothers do, but at the end of the day, they're always, you know, they're always down for each other. Everyone definitely has their role on the team. Nigel Sylvester is more of the observer. He just kind of hangs back and watches the mayhem those guys produce, and he'll just throw in his jabs here and there. Nigel Sylvester is as cool as they come. I mean, just he handles his business, but he knows how to have fun. He knows how to dress. He knows how to, when he rides, he does the tricks right, makes them look right. He's just got the style that everyone wishes they had. Nigel's actually been pretty involved working with designers at Nike with the 6.0 product. You know, from the way the clothing looks and to the way some of the shoes feel, things like that. You know, he really understands what makes a product, what makes it something that works for him, what makes it something other people are going to want to have. So he's taken a leadership role kind of in that. Like, just if there's a way for him to get involved, he does it. Nigel, for some reason, can fall asleep anywhere, anytime, laying on his bike, laying on the ground. He doesn't need a bed whatsoever. Garrett Reynolds probably holds down the role of the real deal hardcore punk rock kid. I mean, he looks like the super hardcore ratty kid, tight pants, striped shirts, whatever, but the reality, he's a super nice guy. Garrett Reynolds has really had a huge impact on BMX over the last few years. At first, he was on the scene as this young kid in the Dew Tour. He was, 14, who could throw the bars and do these tech tricks, but he's evolved into the dominator. I mean, he would never own up to it, but he's one of the guys progressing the sport faster than anyone right now. Garrett's really into filming. On a lot of trips, he'll bring his video camera and he'll be second angle. I mean, he knows how to film, knows how to do it correctly. One day I could see him being on the other side of the camera. Dennis Anderson, he holds down the role of probably class clown, goofy kid. There's times he's 17, there's times you think he's 12, but you know what, he's always having fun. Dennis Anderson is the guy in the team with no fear. There's probably nothing at all that I could possibly scare that guy with. When Dennis came onto the scene, everyone saw him as this kid who was a skate park kind of kid or a dirt jumper, and his part writing on the wall opened everyone's eyes where no, he's everything in BMX. He's just like Garrett Reynolds on street. He's got all the crazy big ramp tricks. So he's really opened a lot of eyes. Mike Spinner is the businessman. I mean, he's definitely having fun on his bike and traveling with his friends and everything. But he knows, okay, it's contest season, or what, I'm working on this video project, this TV project, whatever. He knows when it's time to to go to work. Mike Spinner's the guy the mainstream knows, because they if you only know BMX by TV, you get to see who's the craziest guy at the contest or whatever. You see Spinner a lot. I mean, he came up with tricks that no one could do. The 1080, the 7 whip, now the 7 double whip, the quad whip. You put a box jump or a spine in front of him, and he's going to do things that no one else is doing. Spinner's won Trick of the Year from the Dew Tour. I mean, every year he's got a new trick. Spinner is very choosy when he eats. I can go into almost any restaurant in the world and I can look at the menu and tell you exactly what he's going to order. I can tell you before we get in there, because he's going to have chicken Alfredo, and he's going to move his hands around when he talks to the waitress, and that's just Spinner. He's very calculated. He knows what he likes, and that's it. Traveling with the BMX crew is an exercise in learning to have better patience, because if they know you want them to do something, they know when to put on the brakes, or if there's buttons to push, they can find them. After spending so much time on the road filming for the video, we learned, like, you don't even think about leaving the hotel before 12 or 1. And if people feel like riding until 3 or 4 in the morning, it's gonna happen. If Garrett and Dennis don't want to stop riding until sunrise, the other guys can cruise back to the hotel and chill out. There's no pressure. You really do feel like there's no pressure, because no matter what the project is, these guys ride at such a level. You're going to wind up with way more photos, way more footage than you're ever really going to use. There's just not enough places for it. So it really gives us a chance to concentrate on on quality instead of quantity, and everyone has to have a good time. Yeah, so all the guys on the team are really living the dream. You know, as a kid, everybody wants to travel. You want to go ride new spots. Mike Spinner doesn't really have a home. He lives in Florida, but he also lives in Greenville. He also lives in Woodward. He just gets in his car and goes where he wants to go and rides his bike. Puts his money in the bank and just gets to go have fun. That's a dream. Nigel has a shop in Brooklyn called Format. You know, he got involved with, and it's just an extension of his being a stylish person. You know, it's not just the store. It's the right store. It's the store that has the right BMX stuff, the right shoes. You know, it's really like a boutique place, but you can go there and not feel like, oh, here's this pretentious place where they don't want kids. No, this is a BMX spot. You can come hang out. You know, the dude behind the counter, you know, if Nigel's there, the dude behind the counter is one of the best there is. Dennis Anderson, at 17 years old, bought a house. When I was 17 years old, I don't even know how you could buy a house. That didn't seem real, but yeah, he bought a house down the block from his parents. His parents' backyard is completely filled with ramps. And now that he's got another house down the block, who knows what's going to happen in that neighborhood. Garrett Reynolds is 18 now. He's getting ready to finish school this year, and you know, he's living at home with mom, but yeah, at 18, he finally just bought his first car, dope Audi wagon. Yeah, so these guys, BMX is paying off well for these guys. They're in a good spot. Nike brings a lot to the BMX industry. They've really raised the bar as far as, you know, how the riders get treated. And a lot of times in BMX, we would look at other sports like skating or surfing or whatever, and it was always like, wow, I wish it was like that in BMX. And well, it is like that in BMX with the Nike team. You know, the team is taken care of really well. There's only 4 guys on the team, so it really gives a chance to elevate those guys and just really stand behind them. Say, these are our guys. We support them, and we're going to take care of them. They're involved in it, but they're not trying to say, hey, we're Nike. We know what BMX needs. That's not the case at all. They ask, you know, me. They ask all 4 of the riders. They ask everyone, hey, what do you guys like? What do you guys not like? What do you think we should do? What do you think we shouldn't do? One of the best things I think Nike does is listen. It's not about, you know, what Nike can do in BMX today. It's just what Nike can do to help grow BMX in the future. You know, from the events Nike does, the riders we sponsor, you know, any different way we can get involved and help, and just help things moving in the right way. You know, it's like bigger isn't always better.